Okay, good afternoon. Good day. All right, so I hope you can hear me right now. I hope this this is being recorded and you can hear me. Okay, so I think we should try a pre-recorded class today and see if it works out. Okay, just to have an idea of how it could be. Okay, so we will be doing CHN113 today again. All right. So the last time we we had we spoke about we had our class. I asked you if you should have any issues. I don't think you do, because if you do, I would expect to get the questions already on WhatsApp. And if you should have any questions on them, I think you should go over the video again. When we spoke about how to use numbers, how to use G, saying Ni or G, then they are all on the real time class. So we have it there. So I think maybe we should try a recorded class today and see if we can cover more ground, and then have another class that we would be able to practice our spoken Chinese there, so that we'll be able to do more things. I think maybe we should just have a try at it. So we're having this class this week today. Okay, so let's go on to chapter 8. We will be looking at chapter 8 today. So what is actually in chapter 8? I would expect you to familiarize yourself with the new words in chapter 8. New words there, familiarize yourself with it, and then let me just explain the grammar, and then in the next class you'll be able to go over it again. So in chapter 8 we have 我想喝茶我想喝茶我想喝 sorry not this 喝茶. This is the title of this chapter, 我想喝茶. This is actually quite simple, and so we will explain it along with some other things we have learned previously, which is 我会, that structure. This is quite similar to the 我会. So if we think of 我会, let's say 我会唱歌. Let's have that. Maybe you have a 我. Let's just use 我会唱歌. This, remember that this structure is subject plus whatever we are talking about here, it means plus the verb. Okay, so whatever we are talking about could be 会. Okay, whatever verb we're talking about could be this. Okay, let's do it this way. 想, and then, so it is subject, it could be 你, then 想 plus the verb. So since we have the word 想, we could also say 我喜欢, which means what? I like. Then to be subject, verb, the word in we are dealing with, and then the verb. So you can say 我喜欢喝茶, I like to drink tea. And it could be 我爱喝茶, I love drinking tea, or I love dancing, I can dance. So we say 我会唱歌, I can dance. 我爱唱歌, sorry, I can sing. 我爱唱歌, I love singing. 我喜欢唱歌, I like singing. 我想唱歌, I want to sing. So it's just the subject, any of this 想, 喜欢, 爱, 会, and then the verb. So this is actually the structure for this. It is as simple as that. Okay, So if you want to say, what do you want to do? If you want to make this into a question, it's just basically you can put a, if you want to make this statement into a question, as remember, we could just add a ma in front of them. Okay, this is quite big. You can just add a ma. So it will be 你想喝茶吗？你喜欢喝茶吗？你爱喝茶？你爱喝茶吗？你和我会 or 你会喝茶吗？ You can just put a ma before it to make into a question. So that is, do you like, do you want, or do they like, whatever, to then put a ma, making the statement into a question. Now, if you don't know this, if you don't know what the verb is about, if you don't know what this is about, remember when we spoke about verbs, I think I will have told you about it, that verbs in Chinese are made up of nouns and verbs. Okay, let me explain this in another way. Okay, let's copy this, and then this structure remains. Okay, making a statement into a question. Now, if you now want to go further, and where is this? I thought I just okay, let me use this. Oh, I did explain to you once. I explained about verbs and now becoming verbs. Chan, ge, chan, which is a verb. Ge, which is a noun. Chan, sing, song. 跳舞 dance dance. 游泳跑步. 吃饭 is a good one. Eat food. 吃 then fan. I spoke about verbs in Chinese being made up of a verb and a noun to make it a verb. So it's like, say, mo fẹ́ jẹun. Fẹ́ jẹun is a verb. So fẹ́ is no, that's the wrong Yoruba example. It's just when you put two words together to make a verb. Which words are you putting together? You're putting a verb and then a noun together. So if you now don't know the noun which this verb is working with, how do you now ask a question? What I mean is that I want to drink. If you want to say, I want to drink, and then you want to drink what? The question, you want to drink what? So how do you translate that into a question? I want to drink. What's your喝what? So the way you are going to do this is already obvious. What's your what? Drink what? 什么 Now, of course, the subject wouldn't be a war again. It would be somebody else, not you. It should be maybe 你想喝什么 Okay. 你喜欢 What do you like to do? What is the verb for do? 做 Okay. What do you like? 你喜欢做 You like do what? 什么所以你喜欢做什么Now what do you like to eat? 你爱 So the verb is what? 吃 Eat what? 吃什么 It's just saying, what do you like to eat? So this is the way we make you say, this is the way we make this into a question. Another way we make it to a question. The first one, we made a statement. 我想喝茶 by adding ma behind it to make it to a question. 你想 like, do you like to drink tea? Do you want to drink tea? 你想喝茶吗？你喜欢做什么吗？ 你爱唱歌吗？你会唱歌吗？ Okay, so for the next one, we don't know the verb, I mean the noun the verb is acting on. 什么 drink what? So you put a 什么. You want to drink what? 你想喝什么? So the answer to this question will now be what? 我想喝 whatever drink it is. Maybe cha, maybe 酒, which is beer. 水 which is water. What? Okay, 水. Let's put it this way, like it's got everything on the row. 我想喝水. Okay, seems not to be able to go into the row. Okay, so 我想喝茶，我想喝酒. Now if I say 你喜欢做什么, the same way go. 我喜欢做饭. Maybe you like cooking. Okay. Now, you should know that when you say 我喜欢做饭on its own means to cook. Okay, 做饭 means to cook. But besides saying, if besides using this as an example, if I say 你喜欢做什么, you can also say 我喜欢看书. I like reading. The idea is to tell you that whenever you say 你喜欢做什么, the answer doesn't have to have the 做 in it. It's to say, what do you like to do? You don't have to say, I like doing, when you want to say, I like reading. What do you like to do? I like reading. The only reason why you have 做 in this particular word is because to cook has 做 in it. 做饭, which is a verb on its own, which is used not because the question has 做 on its own. So 你喜欢做什么? 我喜欢做饭，我喜欢看书，我喜欢游泳，我喜欢吃饭，我喜欢 whatever it is. Okay, it doesn't have to have a 做 inside. Okay, 你爱吃什么? 我爱吃饭. That's to eat food, right? So it's the same logic. 我爱吃冰淇淋，我爱吃面包，你会做什么？我会唱歌. So these are the ways we can use this. Okay. So that is for that. Okay. All right. So I would like you to please read this the dialogue by yourself at home. Read it as much as possible. You'll be reading it and sending me voice notes of you reading it. Read and send a recording, more of a recording. I gave you this assignment the last class. Only a few of you have submitted the assignments. Please do that. I'm just trying to cut down the time we use online and see if we can help ourselves this way by sending a recorded, a pre-recorded class. Okay, so do that and then let's get on to the next class. Okay, do the word 在饭馆 okay, so do that and then send me any question you might have, and in the next class we will practice our Chinese together. Okay, so after we know how we can do that, we can now go on to talking about when do you like doing a particular thing. Okay, so if you want to say, okay, on Mondays, what do you like drinking? On weekends, what do you like doing? Okay, so we already have how do you say what do you like to do? Okay, remember it is maybe you talking to you, right? 你喜欢做什么? That is what do you like doing. Now you want to say on Mondays, what do you like doing? So you can go 星期一, your day coming first. Then you go 你 let's make it smaller. So we go. 星期一你喜欢做什么? So maybe you want to say, oh, in the afternoon. Or if you want to say in the afternoon, you say 下午. Maybe now we don't say 喜欢,下午. Maybe it should be, what do you want to do? 你想做什么? 你想, let's use another thing now. 吃什么? What do you want to eat in the afternoon? 下午你想吃什么? I hope you can see that the structure is still the same. We are just changing 喜欢 to 想 and then changing the verbs. So it's still the same, that the time comes in front. After you've known, okay, the question you're asking, then the time frame comes in front. You say, 星期你喜欢做什么? What do you like doing on Mondays? 下午你想吃什么? In the afternoon, what do you want to eat? Now, if you now want to put these two together, you can now say, on Monday afternoons, what do you like doing? Okay, maybe we go that way. So you can go 星期下午. Or let's do 星期日. Let's say on the Sunday. 星期日晚上. Let's make it better. Let's change it. 晚上你喜欢做什么? So what do you like doing when on Sunday evenings? Okay. 星期日晚上你喜欢做什么? So these are ways in which we can make our sentences longer, our sentences more detailed, putting more meaning behind it and making it more fun. So 星期日晚上你喜欢做什么? So before we just asked about the day, 星期, then we asked about a period in time, afternoon, and then we also asked about the day and then a period. Say 星期一晚上. You can also put the time. Okay, but we've not learned time right now. After we've learned time, we will try and make use of this later on. But right now, we have not learned time. So let's go on to what else we can learn. Let's not jump the gun, okay? All right, so after you've learned how to ask a question, so how do you reply? The same way we've been replying for most of the questions. You just replacing what is not there. Okay, replacing what is not there. So maybe this goes 星期一你喜欢做什么? So they're asking you, right? So you can still the only thing you might have to replace here is 我, and then the only things you might have to replace is the 你. The only places maybe you replace the 你 with the, oh, why is this not highlighted? You replace the 你 with a 我, and then you replace the 什么. Let's put the 做什么 because the 做 is optional, right? It could be 做饭, it could be 看书. Okay, and then this is it's possible for you to replace this particular aspect. Okay, and put it. Okay, so it will be 星期一我喜欢 okay 看书 okay 星期一我喜欢做饭 okay, so it could be any of this. So that's the way you respond to this. So you could make your sentences shorter, of course. You could make it longer. You can just say 看书 can just say 做饭 or you can say 我喜欢做饭 or you could go 星期一我喜欢做饭 You could make your sentences longer, you can make it shorter, but since we are practicing, In any question I ask you, make your sentences long. Give me full sentences. I don't want short sentences. Any short sentences would have reduced mark over long sentence, because I would like you to be able to give me to be able to express yourself fully. So if you 下午你想吃什么? So you gotta just go reply 下午我想吃面包下午我想吃米饭 whatever you want to eat, you put it that way. Okay, now there's another question we have here. 下午你想做什么? You can also say 下午我想去. We've been saying we've not used 去 in the 下午你想做什么? So it's a星期你想做什么? It could be 我想去 which means what? Go. Now you can't just say I want to go. You have to tell us where. 我想去学校. Maybe 我想 let's make it shorter and smaller, more like that. 我想去 tell us a place. Where do you want to go? 学校 I want to go to the school. 我想去学校 Now, this is a full sentence on its own. I want to go to school. Okay? You can say 下午我想去 Maybe you want to go to the shop. It should be 我想去商店 I want to go to the shop. 下午 where else can you go? 下午我想去图书馆去图书馆 I want to go to the library. You can tell us anywhere you so wish to go. Now you can stop there, but if you happen to have a poke-nosy friend who wants to say, what do you want to go and do there? I think we already spoke about this in the last class. So if the person goes, 你 see, maybe you say you're going to the library on a Sunday. So you say 你星期日去图书馆 That is a statement, right? You go to the library on Sunday. But then he wants to know, what do you go and do there? Do, right? 做 Do what? 什么 What do you go to these places to do? Or is on a Sunday? Or maybe it's not even particular about it, the day. It just says he just wants to know what you're going to do at in the library. He's not particular about the day. He's not worried if it were to be Sunday. He just said, 你去图书馆做什么? What are you going to do in the library? In this place is concerned what are you going to do in the library on a Sunday? 你星期去图书馆做什么? 图书馆 library 做什么? In the other one, he just wants to know what you're going to do in the library. 你去图书馆做什么? He just wants to know what you're going to do in the library. 你去图书馆做什么? Now, you would answer him the same way you have made that statement that you're going to the library. So let's just remind ourselves and copy what we went. Okay? So you can just say, you can just reply short or you can reply longer. You say, what are you going to do in the library on a Sunday? You can just say, why are you going? You see the go, and then these are the verbs here that you can use. You can just say, reply, read book. 看书. You can say, you can go and read book. 去看书. You can say I go and read book. 我去看书. Okay, you can say I go to the library to go and read book. 我去图书馆看书. You can also say I go on Sunday to read my book. 我星期一去图书馆看书. So I hope that you can see that your sentences can be longer and can be shorter, but the idea, they all have one main thing, answering the question, which is can should. So you can see where you have to replace and where you have to. So it's just you replacing the ni with a wo, and then replacing the 做什么, the question asked here, replacing it with what? The actual thing you are going to do. Can should. So the same goes for every other one. Maybe the question was 你去, instead of let's replace this to 去 with something else. Can you? Maybe 你去商店做什么? What are you going to do in the store? Then you say, well, maybe buy something. So what's buy? 买东西. 买 is buy. 东西 is something. So you can also go 我去买东西. Okay, so the same way to go 我去商店买东西. The same way it can go a long way that way. Okay. Now if the person takes it another steps and wants to be even more nosy, starting from here, you say you went to the library to read. Then you will say, what are you going to read? I already know that you are what. I first of all ask the question, what are you going to do? Then I say, what are you going to read? So let's ask the question in a long way. Okay. 你星期一去图书馆看什么书? Read what book? I think it's all black and then so this person is becoming even more popular, right? 你星期一去图书馆. The first one was 做什么? What are you going to do? Then you replied him that you are going to read. And then he said, what book are you going to read? So you can see can, which is the verb, 书, which is noun, 看书, which means to read. So you can say, which book are you going to read? 你星期一去图书馆看什么书? Can read what book? Okay, so the same way, how do you reply? 我星期一去图书馆. You read, say, tell us, maybe you're going to read Chinese word. 看, what's Chinese? 汉语书. I'm going to read. So you can also build it up. 我去看汉语书. 我星期一去看汉语书. You can also build up the question that way. Now, the same way, how do we go with this? What are you going to? I'm asking what are you going to do in the shop, in the supermarket, in the store? Then I ask you, what are you going to buy? So it goes this way. 你去商店买 Remember my don't see, so we split it up. My what? 什么东西? You go and buy what thing? The thing 东西。去商店买什么东西? And then in this way, don't see is just a thing, so you don't repeat it. So you can say 我去商店买. Maybe you went to buy fruits. 水果. Maybe you went to buy clothes. 衣服. Maybe you went to buy. Let me put it all together. Maybe you went to buy your dress. 衣服. Maybe you went to buy. What else could you possibly buy? Maybe you went to buy food. Fun. No, food is in the restaurant, right? Maybe you went to buy shoes. 鞋子. Okay. All right. Now, let's make this. Now, so you can mention it all this way. I went to buy this. Okay. Or, and if you want to say and, remember, 和鞋子. I went to buy this 水果, a comma, 衣服, a comma, 和鞋子. You can just tell us you went to buy 我去买水果, put a full stop. Or it could be 我去买水果, 衣服, 鞋子. If you are trying to list to us all of what you went there to buy. Okay, so these are some of the things that are in conversation 1 and 2. But here also now they introduce to us a particular word which is very important, and that is the measure word. Measure word. I don't know, I don't think we've introduced measure words to us, so I would like us to think of measure words that we know. We will be looking at measure words later on. So some of the very simple measure words that we have available are G. G is one of the most flexible measure words in Chinese. If you happen to want to use a measure word in Chinese and you don't know which measure word, just use a G. It might be able to go, at least for the meantime. Now, what are measure words? Measure words, we can relate it to articles, indefinite or definite articles in English. Like you say, if you want to say a boy, the girl, or you want to talk about numbers, you want to talk something like one girl, two girls, something like that. So these are what measure words, the way they work in Chinese. And so measure words, how do they work in Chinese? It's usually number, measure word, and then a noun. A measure word usually have a noun. So if you want to say a girl or a boy, you will say one, yi, which is one, yi, and this yi, which means one. Then the measure word for people, girl, maybe one person, ren. So these are measure words. So the measure word we are looking at again is G. So in what sense? G as a measure word for bait, which means cup. In this article, let me share with you the page. In this article, you see this just spoke about G as in being a measure word used for where is it now? Oops, I think I've gone over it. Okay, so they talk about G, which is the measure word for bait. Bait is cup. G, the measure word. So I said, like we'll be reading, 下午你想做什么? And the person replied, 下午我想去商店. As we said, the person could very well make this reply shorter. It could be 去商店. It could be 我想去商店. But then they mirror this. 下午我想去商店. Now, this person, very prognosy, went on to say, 你想买什么? Okay, he knows that maybe you go to the shop, you want to buy something. Then said, 我想买一个杯子, 一个杯子. So this one, 一个 major word 杯子. Now, like I explained to you, that major word comes with the number, measure word, and noun. So if you want to say 10 cups, you just say what? 十个杯子. 3 cups. 三个杯子. But if you now want to say 2 cups, you don't say 二个杯子. No 二个杯子 in Chinese. If you say 二个杯子, that would be wrong. Okay, wait a moment. In Chinese, when you can say 一个杯子, 三个. You can say 三个人. Now the issue is not the bait, the issue is with the, you can say 三个人. You can say 十个人. But you can't say 二个杯子. The reason being what? You can say 二个杯子. You can say 二个人. Let's still use 人. You can say 二个人. This is wrong. The one highlighted in yellow is wrong. Why? Because in Chinese, when you want to talk about major words, you want to use major words with the number 2, which is you don't say instead of saying you say what? 两. So you can say, when now you can say 两个人. Now in this way, this is correct. You say 两个人. This would actually be correct. 两 oops. 两个人 this is correct, while the one highlighted in yellow is wrong. 两个人. So this is the way you use measure words. So there are many other measure words. Some of the simple ones that we have for HSK1, our level is the, of course, the very popular, very flexible G. We also have ben, which is used for book. Okay, G, ben. Let me write it in characters. Then, so remember to look up any other major word you know. We have go, then we have just two some of the really what's it called? Really prominent major words that we have in HSK level 1. Okay, I don't know if you know of any other major word that you can let us hear about. If you should, in the next class we'll be talking about it. There are so many major words, just that just that we can't learn everything all at once. You don't have to say, okay, I'm going out to learn major words. The more you learn new words, the more major words you get, because you would at a point in time have to use them. So just be conscious that, oh, I'm learning words and I'm taking my time and I'm getting to know more major words. So another major word you should know is the ko. I think we've done this before. Remember, 你家有几口人? Then if you say 我家有三口人, you see that it's still following the same structure, right, of major words. Let me put it here so you can see. You won't say 三口人, but 三 number 口人. Now you might wonder, the ko is the major word used for rain here. Ga is the major word for used for year. If we were to be doing real time class, I would ask you, why do we have ko, ya, and ge? The reason is because ko is used as a major word when you're talking about people in the family. When you want to ask about number of people in the family, oh, 我家有五口人, 你家有几口人, asking number. But when you now want to just talk about people every day, you just use the ge. Okay, so ko is a major word specially used for to ask about number of people in the house. Like saying how many mouths do you have in your house? Okay, ko, which means mouth, of course. So you can use that logic in remembering and understanding it. Okay, so the next thing we'll look at now is how to talk about money. Now, so we understand the person is going to the supermarket. So now it's now time to talk about money. So how do we talk about money in Chinese? Okay, so now look at it. Say 你好，这个杯子多少钱? Okay, now 这个杯子. Remember the last time I said, okay, if you want to talk about measure word, you put number measure word now. But why is it that here we have 这, which is not a number, 个 measure word, and base? So how does this relate? Okay, so let's explain how this relates. If you want 这, what does 这 mean? First of all, let's go from there. 这 means 这 means this. 那 means that. 这 means this. 那 means that. Now, if you say this, that, you can understand that when you say something this, that means one, something that is just one. Okay? You say that means one. That girl, we're talking about one person now. This boy, we're talking about one person. So automatically, it has a feeling of numbers. So it's just the same way, still following the logic of saying number, measure word, now. So it's still following the logic of number. Okay? So je is the number here. Measure word. And then now. So you can still say this person, 这个人. Now in this case, we're talking about 杯子, cup. So you can say 这个杯子, which is this cup. Now if you want to say that cup, you say what? 那个杯子. Okay? 这个杯子, this cup. Now if you want to say that cup to be what? 那个杯子. So that's logic behind this. Okay, 这个杯子, 那个杯子. Now, if you now want to ask how much, this is very simple. How much? Okay? If you have learned the new words before, 钱 is money. So you just say what? 多少钱. So whatever you're asking about, 多少钱. If you want to say how much are you, just say the word here. 你多少钱? So just saying whatever this is, how much is it? 这个杯子多少钱? 这本书, the measure of the pen that we spoke about as the measure word is a measure word for book. So this book, 这本书, this book, how much is it? 多少钱? 这本书多少钱? 那本书多少钱? 这个杯子多少钱? Okay, so that's the logic behind that. Okay, let's look at our screen again one more time. So, how is it? Why is it not sharing? Where is it? Shout down. I hope what you see right now is okay. Alright, so this is what you should be seeing. You should be seeing the textbook. So you see, 这个杯子多少钱? 那个杯子多少钱? Okay, so 这个杯子. So how do they now reply it? They just reply it just the same way you reply questions, most questions in Chinese. You just replace what needs to be replaced. Okay, now what needs to be replaced here? It said 这本书多少钱? Okay, this is the question, right? Whatever it is, do shouting. Okay, shout down. So how do you reply this question? You can just reply it with a simple number. Shiba. Shiba is 18, right? Shiba quite. Now this leads us into another what's called another major word. What do you think is the major word here? Okay, I hope you guessed right. The major word here is quite. You see, it still follows the same logic, right? Number, major word, now. 18, quite, and money is a noun, right? Shiba quite here. Okay, so it can, the sentence could be as simple, the reply to this question could just be Shiba quite 18 naira. Okay, 18 RMB. Or you could just also repeat the full sentence and say Jaben Shu. Then again, Shiba Huai Xian. Number, major word now. So from this we can now, how many major words do we have? We have a g, we have ben, we also have a what? Quai. Quai is also a major word here. So we have number, major word now. Number, major word now. Okay, so let's look again at this. So naga beta, let me share you the screen again one more time. Oops, I hope I've been sharing you the right things in. Okay, so what I just explained right now, I don't know, I'm not sure if I shared with you the right page just now. So what I just explained right now is that if you are asked dual shout here, we said ja ben shu dual shouting. If anything you want to ask dual shouting, it needs to be the thing in front and then dual shouting to say how much is this particular thing. Now we know Ben is the measure word for shoe. This book, we've already explained ja over there. This book, how much? Now you can just reply with the amount. How much is this book? 18 naira, 18 kwai. So 18 kwai. So this also brings us to another measure word. So the measure word here is the kwai. And you can see that it still follows the structure of number, measure word now. 18, kwai, tian. Tian means money. If you've looked over the new words. So 18 kwai. Or you can make the sentence longer. 这本书18块钱. So that this was just what explained right now. Okay, now let me again share my screen and then see. Let's continue. So this is it. 你好，这个杯子多少钱? Whatever it is how much. Then the person just reply 28块. The person then put the 钱, not necessarily to put the 钱 here because we know that you're talking about money, right? So but here the 钱 is put 28块, 28块钱. You can only skip the now 钱 here. You can't say 20钱. Like no, you can say 28块 because the 块 is like representing the 钱. Okay, 那个杯子多少钱? That cup, how much is it? 那个杯子18块钱. You see, shorter sentence, shorter reply, longer reply. Okay, shorter reply, longer reply. So this is what we have for this chapter. The first one, which is Xian, yeah, is simple, and then the other one, which is about you asking about money. So these are the Chinese money. You can see we use yuan. This is their $1, which is now equivalent for like 70 naira now. 5 yuan, the 10 yuan, 50 yuan. These are what they have, and they also have some coins which are still in use. They use this in many places also. The coins are used in buses. You could pay this and then still get your coin to buy some other thing. Okay, so right now this particular in China, what could you possibly buy? Make it could buy you a steam bun. That's like a small bread, steamed buns. It can buy you that in some small cities. In some bigger cities, maybe you need two of it. So that's how much you can buy. So you see, they wrote yuan here. Sorry, yuan, yuan, not a yuan, yuan. Yuan is another word for money, kwai. Okay, you see that yuan, kwai is also word for money. So, but most times people use the kwai more often. The yuan is more formal. So if you want to say, you can say the kwai more. Say 1块钱, 2块钱, 5块钱, instead of saying the yuan. Now, also this makes me to remember, when we spoke about liang, you said you cannot say liang. I mean, you can when we talk about two with measure, we can say the same way when you want to talk about money, you don't say 2块钱. Sometimes people say, but it's more of you say 2块钱, 2块钱. Okay, so this is about it for. I don't know if we have been able to cover more this way, and then so let's just do a test run, even if just for brief lessons. Our classes will soon end very soon. We just have like 2 more or 3 more classes. I still have to do a test in between. Okay, so practice, do your assignments, send me voice notes of you reading this text, these dialogues. Okay, I want to hear you read them, and then in the next class we will do more of speaking. This is an explanatory class. The next class I'll do more speaking, and then I have more time to do more. Okay, so we still have our classes going on. It's not like it's all going to be pre-recorded. I just want to cover more. I just want to cover more in this brief period. That's why I'm doing it this way. Okay, so till the next class, have fun and stay and practice your Chinese.